Good evening to all of you, Puja Bhai Sahib, my elder brothers seated over the dais, brothers and sisters. The presentation on the life and works of Revered Master Shri Babuji Maharaj. This August gathering is celebrating our Master's birthday today. We feel honored that you have responded to our invitation in a positive way. May I take the liberty of recalling our invitation to your memory that our invitation extends to genuine Abhyasis. The profile on the life and works of our Master is now going to be read. Organizers feel, or rather hope, that the profile is meant to inspire the genuine Abhyasis. We are not classifying this gathering. It is for you to judge for yourselves. It is your choice. We request you not to take this as mere bit of information. We would very much like you to see its relevance with reference to individual abhyas or practice. Let it not be taken as an yardstick. It is only to make you think, analyze, and draw your own inferences. Life and works of our Master holds good individually to both aspects of our life, that is worldly as well as spiritual. Today, we have gathered here to celebrate his birthday in a befitting manner. We are duty-bound to offer our respects as human beings to our Malik-e-Kul, Master of the Totality, Khadar-e Mutlaq, the only Master of the nature, and our Ma'bud, the only one to be prayed or worshipped. Without his grace and love, there will be no meaning to human life, without whose benign help we cannot experience his state that elevates and liberates, his grace that transforms a human into divine. There was a time when selfishness, lack of mutual love, and materialistic tendencies, etc., were at their peak. The human consciousness was eclipsed by the prevailing situation. There was a need of time for a special personality, which descended from the divinity of the ultimate reality itself in the human form. The special personality who had full mastery of the ultimate and its power is none other than our beloved Babuji Maharaj. Our beloved Babuji Maharaj, Sri Ramchandraji Maharaj, was born in a respectable caste family on Sunday, the 30th April 1899 at 7:26 a.m. That is, Baisakh Badi Panchami, Vikram Samvat 1856 at Shahjahanpur in Uttar Pradesh. His father, Rai Bahadur Shri Badri Prasad Ji, was a well-known lawyer, a great historian, scholar in Sanskrit, Urdu, Persian and English, and honorary lifetime special magistrate first class at Shahjahanpur. The maternal influence played its role on the life of Shri Babuji Maharaj during his childhood. He undertook the traditional methods of worship and found them unsatisfactory and non-beneficial. His thirst for something higher and superior remained and continued over the years. He was praying all the time for a capable master. His search and struggle at last yielded fruits. At the age of 23, he came to the holy feet of Master Sri Ramchandraji Maharaj, Lalaji Maharaj of Fatehgarh on 3rd June 1922. The immediate effect of his contact with Lalaji Sahib was that it made him decide then and there that he found a capable master and guide. From that moment onwards, he became blind to everything of the world excepting the one that was his master. Sri Babuji Maharaj. All of us are quite aware of this. I am not telling anything new, but let us pause for a while and think it over. I believe that most of us in this gathering had similar opportunity. Have we made use of such an opportunity to decide one's destiny? This very act of our Master is an attempt in giving a message to all of us. Let us sit, introspect, and analyze for ourselves on this aspect. It may not be too late if such an attempt is made, at least now. He joined judicial service in the year 1925. He had modest and ideal Grahastha life. In the year 1949, when his wife passed away, his family responsibilities increased, which included upbringing of his small children. He looked after the children as an ideal father in a befitting manner, setting an example for us. As a Grahastha and a responsible member of the society, he observed all the social customs and etiquettes while dealing with his colleagues and relatives. Simple living was his second nature. He avoided wasteful expenditure. He always cared for the bare necessities of life and not the luxuries. There is a lot to learn for us from the Grahastha life of Shri Babuji Maharaj. While dealing with the worldly matters, it is noteworthy that Shri Babuji Maharaj, while leading a perfectly normal Grahastha life, always kept his master, Shri Babuji Maharaj, in his thought and views. He has illustrated the fact that material and spiritual life can and should go hand in hand like the two wheels of a cart. In short, Shri Babuji Maharaj has a fair, frail and handsome personality. He was very soft-spoken and encouraging by nature. His humility and hospitality as a Grahastha extended to such an extent that most of the visiting Abbyasis got carried away and bloated their ego. Several Abbyasis were daily visiting Babuji Maharaj at Shahjahanpur. He ensured proper accommodation and good food for the visiting Abbyasis, and utmost care was taken not only by Babuji Maharaj but also by all his family members. I feel certain that most of you might have experienced the emotional scene between yourself and family members of Babuji Maharaj while departing from his residence. Well, let us come to ourselves. Can we expect such an environment in our family? His every gesture, word and act was so natural and captivating that the good old proverb, practice before you preach, appeared to be correct and meaningful. On the morning of 15th August 1931, he found great force or power both within and outside him, which his inner voice assured him that this had been bestowed by his master. His master, Sri Lalaji Sahib, had gone into Mahasamadhi on the night of 14th August 1931. Thus, his master transferred his power into him. That was in fact the merging of his master in him. Master's contribution or works are innumerable and voluminous, which could not be perceived and observed by us. Only perceptible works or contributions are narrated as under. In March 1945, Babuji Maharaj established a spiritual organization named in memory of his Sadguru with Shahjahanpur in Uttar Pradesh, India as its headquarters. He became its founder president. He single-handedly managed the administrative and financial affairs smoothly with utmost economy. His mission has been to spread the message of spirituality in India as well as throughout the world to encourage the true seekers to evolve from human consciousness to divine consciousness and to encourage downhearted people towards the real goal of human life. The method advocated for spiritual practice is called Sahasmar. There is a natural way of God realization. It is the modified method of Raj Yoga to suit the people of present day conditions. It stands for only the spiritual needs of the aspirants, which is realizing the highest, that is ultimate reality. Grahastha life is ideally suited for following his method. Willingness and cooperation are essential criteria in this method. It is meant for the lion-hearted persons, not for cowards. Thinking faculty of the aspirants constitutes the basis of practice in this method. Here, the central figure remains the master, who is the goal, God, and power. There is specifically prescribed prayer, and every Abbasi has to think over on each and every word of it, as it is mandatory. The uniqueness of this system is master's help and his transmission. Transmission is the life force or divine effulgence from the master. Sahasmar is the real yogic system because of this transmission. Our master appointed authorized trainers to impart spiritual training through transmission for the benefit of Abbasis at their respective far-off places in India as well as abroad. As a result, the training base of the organization got expanded. He encouraged the policy of holding frequent satsangs so as to develop mutual understanding and respect apart from the spiritual training. Our master has set an example as far as training approach is concerned. When there was no ashram building, he used to accommodate the visiting Abbasi in his residence. It is an eye-opener for us. His training was mixed with sweet tongue and soft suggestions, apart from giving the experiences of spiritual conditions. He used to always appreciate and encourage the Abbasis. The following incidents makes it quite clear and meaningful. Once, at Shahjahanpur, a discussion took place in Master's presence. One of the Abbasis suggested to start an attendance register during the weekly satsangs. Babuji Maharaj spontaneously appreciated the suggestion and said, I quote, "Idea is good. Please take my attendance too. You will find me always present." Unquote. He never resorted to high-tech publicity nor high-sounding propaganda methods while spreading his message. Instead, he believed in each and every Abbasi to be the shining example depicting the ideals of our mission. He undertook extensive tours in India and abroad for visiting centers to train the Abbasi brothers and sisters several times. He started publishing Sahasmar, a bi-monthly spiritual magazine, through which he brought out many articles and also encouraged the Abbasis to contribute their articles to the Patrika, depicting or highlighting their views and experiences. He opened his own press in his residential area. In spite of his busy schedule of spiritual training aspects, he has authored several books in English, Urdu, and Hindi. The commentary on Ten Commandments, Reality at Dawn, Efficacy of Raj Yoga in the Light of Sahasmar, Towards Infinity, Wise Real, Sahasmar Philosophy, and his autobiography are some of them. He also encouraged his followers even to write books. Each time an Abbasi reads them, one gets a new insight, inspiration, and guidance. Master introduced certain revolutionary concepts. Few of them are: number one, fixing the real goal of human life. Number two, selection of a capable guide or master of caliber, in whom the idea of being a guru should not cross his mind even for a moment. Third, easy and natural ways and means for the daily practice. Fourth, removal of fear complex, superstitions, and other myths about spirituality. Fifth, the most revolutionary idea he gave to the world is, I quote, the end of religion is the beginning of spirituality. The end of spirituality is the beginning of reality. Further it is there. Sixth, every ever readiness of master to help and serve the Abhyasis. Seventh, he never treated his followers as disciples, but considered them as his associates. Shri Babuji Maharaj, our Revered Master, has shown to the entire world that it is only the man who can spiritually evolve to the highest level while leading a normal Grahastha life, provided one aspires for that. Here, provision is absolute. He exposed himself as the role model to these aspirants and demonstrated that the highest possible conditions can be achieved in this very life itself within a short time. We are fortunate enough to have the perfect master. When I say the perfect master, am I clear to you? Let us apply our mind to this aspect. The state of being the perfect master refers to the ultimate reality itself, which is beyond the cycle of birth and death. It is this principle that we need to grasp and realize. Let us not be under any illusion that our master is no more. He is very much present in our hearts. The evidence of it is his pranahuti. He has given us the perfect method. The method deals with all the facets of human lives, worldly as well as spiritual. The novelty of the system lies in the aspects like morning meditation, evening cleaning, bedtime prayer, constant remembrance, and following the ideals of 10 Commandments. Now, the question arises, where does the lacuna lie? Have we been able to locate it? These are some of the questions which have been remaining so far unanswered. It is high time that we wake up and start answering them. Today is the most auspicious day for all of us to remember our beloved Master Shri Babuji Maharaj by humbly molding our lives as per his expectations and submitting ourselves entirely to his will to fulfill his mission, for which also he only gives us the strength. Thank you.